grid. Then the Tableway Roadworthy Motorsmart entry, number 6. That Mazda's been standing there by Tableway Roadworthy for a long time. Glad to see that they've got that one back out on circuit. Our newcomer in the 69, René Meyer. On the outside of that, the invert, the 96, Chris Etzebeth. Also a reigning committee member at the Cape Helldrivers, a man that does a lot of promo stuff like the ambassador Sergio Abrams as well. Danie Van Niekerk, good body and spray in the 9-car. Winner of the race number 1, pulls up on the inside of the 82. Battling out there today is Darren Baton, but I'm sure that you'll get that one sorted out in the not too distant future. Kayla Jones in the 4. And on the outside of that, it is the 27 of the extra super quick Nick this one, Tonda.
Well, I saw one of our officials there, Philip van Rooyen, walking on the grid, just showing all the drivers to cut engines. And we will be going pretty soon. Right, I've got another WhatsApp that's just come through. Gary, I think your phone's been going more vicious than mine. So I'm the lucky one, you not. I got one here from GCM from 6890. Hi, I'm Frankie. Ek wil net it's Arno's sister Engelbrecht. Ken jy nou van Stefanie. It's Stefanie. She says, "Hi, I'm Frankie. Ek wil net vir my broer Arno Engelbrecht sê baie sterkte met die racing. Jy doen goed en maak my trots. Aan my hart is ek vandag daar by jou. Dankie aan al die sponsors wat sy droom 'n werklikheid maak." And that is from Stefanie, the sister of Arno Engelbrecht.
Yep, and then also from Landria Brink. Hallo meneer, ons Kennedy Racing, baie dankie vir awesome job. Julle, jy en jou span maak het sommer lekker klink. Sien jou die tweede op die baan. Let's hope that it's good. If Frankie's going to come and join me tomorrow with Tristan Blaine to come and finish the spray job, it's quite possible. But then again, it's Jacques Grass in the 111 on the front of the grid. The flag goes down and it's Lynch that tries to hold out there on Etzebeth. Locks it up as he goes into turn 1. Everybody scatters in all directions. And, I wouldn't be surprised if...
Etzebeth's left rear is on the track, as I can see from here.
Yeah,
and the clerk of the course brings out the full course yellow flags.
Wow, I tell you what, Jacques Krause will say, the one time I get pole position and I get the whole shot, and then it all changes. But Chris was squeezed there towards the inside, tried to not make contact with anybody, and once you clip that curbstone, it unweights the car completely. Put a lot of weight on that right-hand front, to the left-hand back, just locks up and away it goes. But the problem is now that Darren Baton is standing on the back main. The right-hand front wheel is pointing very much to the right-hand side. I hope the other one's pointing in the same direction.
Hope so too.
That don't look too good so more.
No, well, what's Etzebeth doing? Yup, the 96 is going. He was beached on that curbstone with the left rear on the track, and he was literally stuck there. It was on its belly, and he managed to go forward and back and forward and back, and eventually got the 96 Golf back on track again. So let's hope that there's no damage there to that 96 Golf of Chris Etzebeth. But I cannot say the same for the 82 Tigra of Darren Baton.
Well, Frankie, some clarity on a previous SMS. Remember, I said Futu Mathieu. I've never heard his first name. Well,
you're gonna tell us now.
Now I know why. It's Dirk Manus Johannes Mathieu. That's
okay.
And it's Jacques Grass on the front row of the grid. Thanks very much for all the SMSs. Oopsie, a slightly deranged front bumper for Jade Lynch in the Tableway Roadworthy and Motorsport 6, the Mazda 323. And yeah, that's taken a bit of a bump. The bonnet's gone as well, and Darren Baton with the somewhat bright helmet climbs out of the car, and it looks like, those front wheels are not pointing in the same direction. Remember, I said the right-hand front was looking very much to the right-hand side. Hope the left-hand side is looking in the same direction. Well, definitely not. So some front suspension damage on that motor car. Chris Etzebeth takes one look to the right-hand side and says, okay, second row on the inside, that's good, I'll take it.
Yeah, he's recovered the track again. Here comes René Meyer in the 69. That's a new driver at CHD for the season. And then the Goodwood Body and Spray Works Ford Fiesta. That is Danie Van Niekerk, a man that raced BMW in clubmans on the main circuit. He races now in the Super Saloons, which back in the day was known, Thunder Cars, which back in the day was known as the Western Province Super Saloons. And he also races in GTC. I think it's in this Polo Super Cup, I think it's called. What the Class B of GTC, it's got a different name. It's not Class
Polo
B.
Super Cup.
Polo Super Cup. Yeah, he races there as well. And of course campaigns that car here in the 1660s, sponsored by Purple Gorilla Projects at the Cape Helldrivers. Kayla Jones with that Tigra. And that is a relatively new car there for Kayla. That car raced, we were doing a event, Gary, you and myself, a couple of years, well, I think towards the end of last year somewhere, we went to Bredasdorp, and that car was campaigned by a driver that came from up north. I can't remember the man's name all of a sudden, and then that car was purchased and it stayed
he
here.
left without his motor car.
Yeah, I remember that. So that is a newish car, and Kayla obviously still needs to get the feel of that Opel Tigra, and she's not doing too bad at all in that car. So the moment it's up to her standards and she's got the feel of that number 4 car, I think you're going to see her run at the sharp end of the field. But for now, they're still busy sorting out that number 4 Tigra.
Well, one man that's not made it back out there again is Matthew Van Dorp after that contact earlier on, and a bit of motivation from Adrian Rousseau, Uncle G, supporting Matthew Van Dorp from home. Bad luck in the first heat. Thanks for the live stream. Right, here we go. Is Jade Lynch going to be able to pick up the whole shot? I don't think Chris Etterbeck will give it away that easy, but Jade Lynch was ahead of him as they came up towards the start-finish line. Nicholas Van Tonder already having a look now. Nicholas Van Tonder will be very aware of Danie Van Niekerk. Danie Van Niekerk will be very aware of Nicholas Van Tonder.
Right down there into turn number 2 they go, and it's Jade Lynch, the man from Table Bay Road with his centre and the Mazda 323. That leads at the end of this lap. He's got Nicholas Van Tonder that's sitting there on his outside. Right behind them is Chris Etzebeth and Danie Van Niekerk. The 4 of them are right in the mix. Now Van Niekerk tries through the middle of Etzebeth and Lynch, and that doesn't work as he pulls in there back behind Jade Lynch again. Now Danie will be saying, if I cannot get through here, there's no ways that anybody's going to catch the 27 of Van Tonder. And once again they side by side. Etzebeth says, I'm going to have a go. Van Niekerk says, no, I've got to get through in between the 6 and the 96.
Well, they side by side. Neither of them is going to give way. Chris is going to have to ride around the outside. Jade's not going to give it to him. Danie Van Niekerk had to wait until they sorted it out. The third line just wouldn't. Oh, they see a press coming out of the corner. That can very possibly turn to tears. Chris Etzebeth decides no can do. Jade Lynch outbreaks himself, runs Danie wide. Chris Etzebeth dives up the inside. Jade Lynch tries to get out of his way. Danie runs wide. Chris Etzebeth in second.
Well, these guys are fighting hard for that second place. So while they're doing this, the 27 off Van Tonder is disappearing down the road, and eventually up into P3 goes Van Niekerk. He sits there ahead of the 6 and behind the 96 as they exit turn number 2 and make their way down into turn number 1. Now Etzebeth's going to have to get a move on, and I'm afraid to say it's too little too late for these guys. Nobody right now will catch a 27 of race leader Nicholas Van Tonder.
Nicholas starts on the front row of the grid. There's very little chance anybody's even going to stay with him. The likes of Darren Bayton would have been in with a shout, but unfortunately he's off on the infield. A lovely drive there by Jade Lynch. Doesn't arrive that often, and hasn't driven much in this class at all. Pretty much made his debut at West Province Motor Club, Killarney International Raceway, here at the Cape Helldrivers in the heavy metal class with the 325i BMW. Haven't seen much of him and his dad for an extended period of time at Table Roadworthy, still involved there with Grant McLean. Grant running into suspension problems earlier on, and it's lovely to see Jade back out on track again.
Well, Van Tonder sits out there in P1, but it's all about this fight for second, third and fourth. Heading into turn number 1, Danie Van Niekerk gets a power slide going into turn number 1 as they now both getting away there from the 6 of Jade Lynch. It's all about the 96 and the 9 of Chris Etzebeth and Danie Van Niekerk for P2 and 3 as they head into turn number 1. The white flag is out. This is the last lap, final corner to go. Checkered flag for the 27, Nicholas Van Tonder.
Well, the car driver combination is in a class of its own. The snap change 27 And it looks like, change up. It's Danie Van Niekerk. That's 1-1, and now he's going to pick up a second in a good body and spray 9 car. Ahead there of the 96 of Chris Etzebek. Caleb Jones came flying through there past Jade Lynch on the last, and then the 69 coming through of the new Mayo. A message from Martin out in Worcester, watching here from Worcester. Great live stream and lacquer racing. Just a pity Vanna Junior's day is over. Not sure what went wrong with that motor car. He was out on the parade, and they actually pushed it back into the pits. And then just after heat number 1, which he did not take part in,